Yo, what's going on, guys? Koi here. Today we're going to be talking about how to make the perfect builds in Project Jojo 2. Now, there are a lot of things that you guys need to take into consideration, and that is the itemization, if you've completed your fusion quest, and are you doing everything in the right order? Because you could really mess things up pretty quickly if you end up doing things in the wrong order. All right. So, first things first, you got to understand what are you kind of aiming for? What's like the aim? The first aim is pretty much like, are you going to be aiming for a tanky power build, or are you going to be aiming for a power special build? Yeah, there's just those are the only two real like builds that you can really make right now because that's kind of like where most stands kind of work. It's going to be incredibly strong and incredibly tanky, or it's going to be incredibly just straight up powerful, like burn effect, bleed effect, all that crazy stuff. You want that to the max. Then you go special. Obviously, that's like the direction you want to go with most super powerful stands that kind of work with that, like fire. But that's not what you're really here for. Stat builds are pretty easy to build. Those are the only two you have to really worry about. The only thing is the thing up here is the name, the Ultimate Vortex Ripple Requiem. And this is so the way that you create these crazy, crazy, wacky stands and power and abilities is literally based off of you using these different mechanics that they've added to the game to make yourself the perfect end game stand. So you have your basic stand and your basic abilities. You take these abilities and you kind of choose which one is going to be your main. Which one are you really going to use every single move for? Which one are you going to like take from the most? And you're going to end up doing this quite a bit because you have to realize, right? You have to create every single stand in the game in order every single type of fusion ability in the game in order to get your hands on some really really cool rewards such as Gucci bag slots, stand slots, all that crazy stuff, and even more rewards to come. But first things first, if you really want to pick like a main and you want to make the most powerful one, obviously you have to choose what are you working with. If you're working with something like Star Platinum, what really goes hand in hand with Star Platinum? And then you have to take into consideration fusion info. Now, whenever you do the fusion, right? There are some things you need to worry about, and that is, did I finish the fusion quest? If you have not finished the fusion quest, I would obviously like just go to any of my old guides where I've talked about the fusion quest before. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick revise for you guys, kind of like if you haven't really seen how this part works yet. So if you're new, don't worry. You just have to complete this quest. So over here, you talk to Gappy, and Gappy will actually teach you how to do the fusion technique. Now, the thing is, to do the fusion technique and to buy it from Gappy, you need to bring him a lot of money, a red stone of Aja, and by the way, the redstone mask, the whole mask, not just the stone itself, because obviously you can't pick that up. It's a quest item, but you need the stone mask, and then you also need blessed eyes, or corpse parts. And you take those to Gappy, and he'll teach you the fusion technique. Now, once you actually know the fusion technique, you come over here to this special zone. You pull out a true Roca, which is only $100,000 in the market. You eat the thing, and then you pretty much can, fuse. Once that happens, you're pretty good after that because once you get that fusion, then you pretty much have started your first steps onto the actual journey of creating the most powerful stance. Now, a lot could come with the fusion, obviously. So you could do, for instance, whatever fusion info you get right here. This is what you're going to bring onto you if you're picking the substand. So let's say we did the world, and I want leg breaker. Then I'll take leg breaker from Star Platinum. So I'll be holding the world. I'll use the world. Then I will fuse it with Star Platinum, and vice versa. If I want time stop with Star Platinum, what am I going to do? I'm going to take Star Platinum, I'm going to fuse it with the world, and then I'm going to get time stop this time because it really just depends on the primary stand, and if you're comfortable with that primary stand, or if that's like where you kind of want to stop that there. After that, it really just comes down to what do you want as your final like fusion. So you could get different passives in this game. You can either get the passives or the active skills of one, the Aja mask, or two, the corpse parts. So you can either become an ultimate human user or a corpse parts user. Now, you could do the cheaper way of doing this stuff. Obviously, that would be just by becoming ultimate human vampire and then just putting that with double vampire. You make true vampire, ultimate human straight up. But you're missing a crucial step. The thing is, to make the most powerful fusions possible, you need to be able to fuse it first, then do the ultimate life form or the corpse part, and then you're able to actually either bless or use the ultimate life form mechanic in order to create the most powerful stand. The best example I could give you is actually checking out what mine is. So, as you can see on my character, I am literally using Hormone and Spin. I'm using Hormone Spin Fusion. This is a Hormone Spin Fusion. I used Ultimate Life Form again, and I did another Hormone Headband. And boom, now I actually have pretty much Hormone Spin Fusion Ultimate Requiem Hormone. Like, you know what I mean? It's crazy. I love the names that they have for these because a lot of them actually do make sense. Ultimate Vortex Ripple Requiem is absolutely insane. And what this allows for me is this allows for me to do the most possible damage I can do, as well as pretty much doing being unkillable, really. So as you can see, doing 1,000 a punch right there, just kind of like going crazy. And my damage is just absolutely insane. This is the peak damage you can really get. Besides, if you work with obviously different abilities, you can get like Aerosmith, and you'll get that type of like work. Oh my god. Okay, I'll keep this on me for sure. Thank you. And this is like the pretty much a great example of what it looks like to pretty much hit that final piece. And I have the skill I wanted, the active skill I wanted, and I have like the super duper healing that I can get, and I made myself very tanky. So it's going to be very hard for someone, especially someone with a really good stand build, to really just kill me in like a short amount of time. It's not really going to happen that easily. So that's pretty much how you pretty much can get your hands on creating the most broken stand possible. And you can still do this, man. You could really just work on that. Now, the thing is, right? A lot of people don't get this. When you do use the Stone of Aja, like the Mask of Aja, right? You need to have worthiness. A lot of people miss this. Even to use the corpse parts, you need to have worthiness. Worthiness are these stars. I brought this up in my guide, my tips and tricks video. The worthiness is very, very important for you guys to actually get and use any of these items to even get a chance at these like really, really broken stands. After that, like obviously you put that on your fusion, and then you could take your choice from there. And the ultimate human mechanic actually changes very drastically because it doesn't work the way it would if you're using a mix. So, for instance, if you're going to be using the Ultimate Human subclass mixes, you can't use a ability. You cannot use a fusion ability the way you think you would. Like, it's kind of weird. In order to get these active skills, you actually have to make sure that you're using an ability primary, not an ability secondary. So you cannot use an ability secondary. Like for instance, if I had Hamon Aerosmith, I no. If I had Aerosmith Hamon, right? Aerosmith as the primary, Hamon as the secondary, I would not be able to go Ultimate Life Form subspec Hamon like Solar Vampire. That wouldn't be possible because that's not my primary. The primary with the Ultimate Life Form only works with and said with whatever the base is. So, for instance, I have Hamon Hamon. So technically, I have true Hamon fusion. I have the true Hamon spin fusion because I doubled up on Hamon with my base being Hamon originally, and then my true ultimate life form, and then boom, I have true Hamon. But let's say that you use like something like Aerosmith or something like that, and you wanted to go ultimate life form. All you would do is pick up the basic traits from if you were to use this to begin with. But in this case, the ultimate life form would actually allow you to instead be able to pretty much use it appropriately, like a active skill less than a passive skill. But this is all passive. Like all of this is passive. The only way that you could work with this is obviously if you went just either base and you stuck with that, or you went with obviously Star Platinum. Star Platinum's the world Ultimate Life Form Hormone, then you would be able to activate Hormone with your Star Platinum. You get my drift? So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, or you're having some problems like building your builds, let me know. I'll help you out. You can hit me up in the comments, or you can hit me up in the DMs. It's totally fine with me, whichever. Or I know a lot of people are asking what are the best combinations and stuff. I plan on making a tier list pretty soon. I just finished like a freaking 14-hour stream, so right now we're just kind of like chilling. But I just wanted to make sure I got this video out for you guys so you guys could actually get a better understanding of how to create the perfect builds for your characters in Project Jojo 2. I'll see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell down below. I'll see you guys in a future video. Take it easy and peace.